Okay, seems we are in a live. You have the goal. Okay. So for the live of today, I'm going to analyze the fights of my students, or better, people that ask me to review their fights. And we have an international level fight and probably another international level. Then as a last, we are going to watch a daily un fight. So those are the three fights that I'm going to take for that I will make. I will make the analysis of those three fights for this live. It's better if I advertise a little bit my live, so I can bring in some traffic. Okay. I have the live chat. Oh, wow. Then I have to check if I have the live chat in this spot. You have to take okay. Are you going to watch Lebanon? I don't think so. Those are the three fights that I'm going to analyze. Then as last, it will advertise on. I'm going to make a story, but for today not. Okay. I don't know if this is. Asan 605, quindi questo qua. The next one, I think the guy is the blue. Yes. So this seems juniores. Ah, okay. Hello, Daniel. Hello. I had to take out Epic Pan, so I can draw on the screen. Opla. Oops. So this first technique, okay, it's nice. He tried to close first. There's some sidekick duel. Both are using cancel technique. For now, seems they are both studying each other, and there is the common clinch roundhouse kick. Red used a better technique. Yeah. Ooh, the red was very close. Oh, what is this? This roundhouse kick, this sort of roundhouse kick is very bad. It was a... Even with this step, it was too far. It wasn't... There wasn't any chance that he was going to take Henito, that he was going to hit his opponent. He was already too far when he struck the technique, and in the moment the opponent dodged, he was just going to take a counter technique. So be very careful when you strike your techniques, because if you are out of your range, with even a step, this means that you need to be even more closer to your opponent. Even the red did a mistake here. Look, he threw this side kick. Even he hit the blue needed just a small backstep to dodge it. So he had the chance to counter in this moment. He just needed to push the leg away, and maybe he could have hit with his back leg on this side, or he could have also dash in or dash out and move like in this way and go in on this spot of the armor, or even could advance and hit for the helmet. So he had a lot of chance in the moment that the opponent throw a weak sidekick. So this is another useless technique that he used. This is not a very good technique, because what is going to hit with this hex kick. At least this was a good idea, but in the moment that he dash in and use the next kick, so he had to advance toward his opponent to throw that technique. So the opponent had the chance to unbalance him because he did this mistake. So he was able to throw the first technique and push him very close to the border. Okay. And of course, with this small mistake, the red was able to push the blue in the corner. So he had the chance to score with this punch. Just because he did a single mistake and the red was able to use it. And the mistake here is that he threw his leg up in the air without being able to hit his opponent or stop or do anything. So this was the blue mistake. In this case, he was unbalanced, so the chance to counterattack or move out of this situation is very hard. So the mistake was here. It was the leg that useless axe kick. So this blue for now should pay more attention to what is going to shoot, to strike with. Okay, this was very nice. He was able to read the red, and he hit the butt of the red probably, so the red fall. He was able to counter this spinning hook kick, and he was able to come back with this shot. Ooh. Okay. Another common mistake that I tell you multiple times, when you clinch, when you close the distance, never let the opponent lag in midair, because if you let the opponent lag in midair, this is what is going to happen, that he can use it again and throw a high kick. So the idea was very good for the blue, in my opinion. So the action was very good, because let's watch it slowly. He closed the distance with a sidekick, so he used his leg to cover the opponent attack, so he was able to avoid the first strike. But then he didn't move away the leg. So to continue this action and take this punch, take this point, he had to push away the opponent leg and then strike a punch. To analyze the fight, you have to send me you first need to upload the video on YouTube, and then you can send me your video, the link of your video, through my email. So you can find the email in the description. Ooh. Another punch for that. Okay, very good. They did the same thing, so both are they're both great action here. Ooh. Seems red is a little bit more aggressive than the blue, is a little bit more confident than blue. What I think is happening that in first round, the blue is not enough confident compared to red. When the red strike, when the red throw his techniques, throw his kicks, he aims to hit his opponent. The blue is like, yes, I will do it, and hope that my techniques are going to hit. So the mindset in this moment is a lot different between those two players. Look at this roundhouse kick that was good, but the next side kick, this front roundhouse kick, wasn't that strong. I don't think it was going to score in any case with this front roundhouse kick. Look at strength on those red techniques. These snake kicks. Boom. You feel we can hear the sound of the technique. And he was able to score. That was even a great technique because I think the blue was going to parry the helmet. Now the gap is a lot, he needed to cover 8 points. Not that easy for the blue, but he can still win because there is 1 minute left. So never give up, still have some chance to score points. Ooh, okay, he hit the helmet. Oh, this is an... Ah, he got the 2 points. And now the blue pushed forward with this technique. Okay, we already learned a few things about this fight. The first thing that if we want to win, we have to be more confident with our techniques. We can't hit, we can't strike with our legs without being confident, without being able to hit our opponent. We need the mindset that every technique, every kick should score. So we need to be powerful with our techniques. We can use some weak side kick, but it's never a good idea. At this level, at an early level, it's even better to strike with all your strength to understand, to be sure that your opponent doesn't push away your leg and to avoid that you take bad habits. So at high level, people can use weaker techniques for multiple reasons, like to fake side kicks, but at the lower levels, it's better to not take this habit. It's much better to push with your strengths to take the better habits, because in this moment of your life, or your Taekwondo life, you have to take the best habits that you can, and the best habits is that you have to be confident during your fights, and you can do that only if you push with every technique. And if you throw weak side kick, weak side axe kick, this is what's going to happen, that you're going to do mistakes, and if you find a smart opponent, you're going to lose. So for now, I did only 2 mistakes, and this opponent was able to take 6 points. So, not the best. Okay, now it seems that he changed his mindset. I see that the blue is a little bit more aggressive. This is a good way to fight. And see, even the red is a little bit more scared compared to the previous round. So he can push even more. And the red was forced to block the roundhouse kick, so he had the chance to kick again in this case. So he had to use multiple techniques. He had to try it again. He had to try with a high roundhouse kick in this case. He had the chance to maybe score, I don't know, but he could have taken another shot on the opponent. Ooh. So the red is a little bit taller compared to the blue. And this can be a problem for the blue. So when we are smaller, let's try to not take the initiative. Let's wait our opponent. Let's push our opponent to make mistakes, to take the wrong distance, then we can enter. But because in this case, the blue is in not the right range, of course, but now he's going to step in. Probably no. Okay, the red starts first, and he was able to take those 3 points. Okay, look, the red is starting first now. And if the opponent starts first, we have to dodge and move out and do something because we are smaller. So it's a good idea if our opponent takes the initiative when we are smaller, because we can like get out and take some shot and to hit the lower side of our opponent's armor. See, this should be our idea. This can be an idea. Okay, this is very good. So he was pushing the corner, he was able to get in with a side kick and then move on the side to avoid that his opponent push into the corner. This was a great thing that he did. Even if he's forced now in the corner, it's okay because the opponent is a little bit more aggressive. So it's normal that you get more in the corner, even when our opponent is taller than us. Okay, this defense was good, even if the opponent was able to score. But look this front roundhouse kick. How are you going to hit with this technique? You can't actually score with this weak front roundhouse kick or maybe a snake kick. You have to push much more. You have to look at your opponent, how he was able to score with the snake kick. Watch how he was able to score with his snake kick compared to your previous technique. If we are going a little bit behind, look this snake kick. You have to throw techniques like this. Boom. Okay, that front roundhouse kick is very weak, so you're never going to score with that front roundhouse kick. You have to push a little bit more with your techniques. This is the reason that you lose. Well, because you lose. You don't seem confident in this fight, at least. Maybe you are good, because I see that you are good, but in this fight, you're a little bit scared. So even in this action, you could have done the same thing that he did to you. So in the moment that he keep your leg up, go back again. Use a question mark kick and hit his face. Hit his helmet, sorry. Learn from your opponent. Overall, if your opponent beat you, this means that he knows something more than you. So you can steal something. You have to steal his aggressiveness. You have to steal his confidence during this fight. And you are going to prove a lot just because you lose this fight. So it's even, I don't know, it's a good idea to lose more fights, but if you lose fights, this means that you have to learn a lot of things compared when you win fights. Okay, this side kick was good. You were able to get out, so get out of the opponent range and counter back. Now you have your opponent in the corner, so you are going to be aggressive. Indeed, you strike first, that's good, but you didn't pay attention. So it seems your opponent was ready to counter with an axe kick. And he was able to get 3 points. In this situation, you have to use feints, because your opponent is taller, to get in like that. Or maybe you can aim with high kicks. You have a you can split, because you are able to split in this case. So you had to strike an roundhouse kick instead than middle technique, so you probably could use like a snake kick to the helmet. Or better, question mark. Fake to the armor, fake to the torso, and aim to the helmet. Ooh. I don't know, seems you read this action, so I'm rewatching it. But you weren't able to counter it. So, in my opinion, this fight, you lose this fight because you were not confident enough as your opponent. This was the main reason, in my opinion. But of course, there are multiple things that explain this video that you could improve, but this is the main reason because you lost this fight. So I advise you to watch it and try to steal every technique that you can from your opponent and everything that he did well compared to you. every point that he was able to do on you, and you have to steal and learn it, so that you are going to learn from a defeat. This is very good. It's a great mindset. Okay, this is another guy, Thomas Passi, that sent me this video through email. So I think I have to remove my camera, because my camera is a little bit boring in this situation. You can't watch the score. Okay. What do you think about this first fight, guys? Let me know in the chat live. So let's try to understand what he did well and what he did wrong, in your opinion. Okay. So we are analyzing the red fight. Let's try to understand how he fight. Woohoo! The red was able to take those 3 points. Oh, okay. Okay, those side kicks are good. Ah, okay, no, it was just faster, you didn't realize it. Okay. I don't know if this is a lower belt. I don't think they are black belts. Can't check if they are black belts or not. They seems like color belts. I don't know. No, they are black belts. Okay. Ooh, that was a great punch. I don't know why they didn't gifted the point to you. Oh, okay. Your punch was nil, if I am not wrong, is the right word. Your your arm needs to be stretched to score the point. Okay, okay, much better. So this is playing really well in this fight, because if we watch carefully this fight, this action, the blue used a very weak sidekick. The red was able to dodge it, so he dodged the sidekick, he pushed the leg away, and he closed the distance with a punch. This is the perfect combination that he can reuse in every single fight. And if he learn it, practice more, he's going to win a fight just with this punch, because a lot of lower belt players use this type of weak sidekick, and you can counter this technique just with this combination. So this is a perfect combination that you can learn, and you have to learn to win more fights. You have to dodge, push the leg away, and throw a punch, a powerful punch on your opponent. And trust me, you are going to win a lot. You're going to score a lot of points. It's a very easy combination. Ooh, very good, very good. So the blue did a great mistake here. I think everyone can analyze it. Look, the red tried to score with this sort of snake kick, a roundhouse kick to the helmet. So first he tried to score with a no kick. Then he aimed to the helmet, and then go back with the next kick. And Charge. Boom. An inner axe kick. And the reason, because he was able to score those 3 points, is because the blue stand there in the spot without doing anything. What does this action teach to us is that if you throw multiple techniques, there are high chances that you are going to score. In this case, he did 1, 2 techniques, 3 techniques to score 1 point. At least 3 points, sorry. But to score with the 1 kick, he had to attack 3 times. So the more you kick, the higher the chance to score overall on a lower level. I don't know why they didn't give him the 3 points, by the way. He clearly hit him. Oh, very close. Oh. Okay, this is very bad. He's walking toward his opponent without doing anything, so this is the reason why he got those 3 points. Maybe he had some chance to score. Advance like this by walking towards his opponent is never that a great idea. Even if you want to clinch, if you want to stop the action, you have to hug your opponent. It's a good idea, but in this case, you try to grab your opponent, you try to get close by walking toward your opponent. This is a very problem. You have to first close the distance with a side kick, with a face side kick, or any type of fake techniques to close the distance, or you're going to get those 3 points. And you get punished for this reason. So this is a very bad habit that you have and that you have to remove. You can't walk like this towards your opponent. You have to stop to act like this. This is a habit that you have to drop, or you are going to get punished a lot in your fights. Okay. Ooh, very good. Okay, this is very good. You close the distance with the technique, with the side kick. Close the distance, and then you score with a roundhouse kick. This is the right technique. So you have to use a technique to close the distance, and when you are close to your opponent, you push your hip out and strike with a roundhouse kick. That's the great combination, and it's another technique that you have to use more during your fights. So you already have 2 weapons that you can use to win the fight. Oh, look at this. Close with the side kick. You close even more with an high front roundhouse kick. And again, an inner axe kick that score you 3 points. So now you have an advantage, you have to keep this advantage. That was a great to stop the action. Very good luck. Okay, you had to continue there. Ah, this was a little bit too open. At high level they can stop you, but at this level is good. Okay, now we have to understand if you have to defend or attack, because our opponent is going to play much more aggressive. So by thinking that our opponents need to come back, we can play it smart and we can close in the defense. So we can wait our opponent instead than try and take the initiative. We can play a little bit more passive because we are winning. So even if we get a gun jam for passiveness, it's not that a bad idea if we can still win the fight. And in this moment, you are taking time, so you are doing very good, and you are going to get a penalty for this reason, so it's not a problem unless you do more mistakes and your opponent is able to come back. By playing passive does not mean that you have to stop. This means that you use cancel techniques, you have to stop your opponent action, so you are going to play mainly with sidekick by dodging and using sidekick to block your opponent actions. Or maybe due to the fact that your opponent is not able to react properly to an aggressive opponent, because you were able to score points with multiple techniques, you can continue to oppress your opponent with clinch techniques to score even more points and maybe close the round for point cap. This is another way. Oh, oops. Okay, now there are 3 points left. 3 seconds left, you have just to run away. Just run away. That's good. Okay. Okay, now you already know your opponent weakness is not able to react properly when you clinch and fight. So you have to exactly attack with clinch techniques like close distance and score with eye techniques, and he's not going to defend properly because he does not have the habit to cover eye techniques. Ooh. So you're a little bit more defensive in this last round. Probably you maybe gas out, I don't know. You're just 1 point ahead, you need to score more points. So you need to attack a little bit more to win this fight. This is good. Ooh, did he hit him? No. No, probably that you are losing, you are going to wake up. I don't know. Okay, that's great. Ooh! The punch victory. So as you see, your punching technique is a great weapon in this round because all of you to score 4 points barely for free, maybe 5 points. You did only 2 points with a punch in this round, so that was great. Now you have advantage. As you can see, your opponent is losing, so he's going to do mistakes. In this case, he's walking towards you, and you had the chance to use a spinning back kick. Seems the referee doesn't like to give points. And even in this situation, when you do points, don't run away. Even if the referee didn't assign you the point, don't run away. Don't run away, or your opponent is going to be more aggressive and maybe has a chance to come back on you. So even if your opponent, if the referee didn't assign you the 2 points, the bonus points, call the card. Don't run away. Call the card, but continue to fight. Continue to use. Continue the action. Like in this case, you got the 3 points. Come back and attack. Maybe you have a chance to score more points. Don't stop just because the referee didn't assign the point. Just call your coach and ask for the card and ask your coach to call the VAR. I don't know the name, the camera to assign the points. Okay. Because in this case, yeah, you lose 3 points. Your opponent was able to score 3 points. You are lucky because you did a spinning back kick, so you win the match. But in this case, your opponent has the chance to come back because you decided to run away to call the points. This is a very bad habit that a lot of players does. So just call the cards from your coach and continue to fight. You help me spar better. Thank you. I appreciate. This is the goal of this channel. So I hope you like those lives, those Sunday lives that we can improve all together. If I don't fight anymore so much, so I don't have the time to train a lot to maybe next month, I don't know. But I want to get back fit and back to fight maybe one day. I don't know. I'm a little bit too old. So now we are at the last live, at the last match, the match that everyone want to watch. The Dalian fight against a Jordanian fighter. Sorry, I don't want to spell this name because I don't know how to spell. There are too many consonants in this name, so for sure I'm not able to spell this name. Okay. Abagash, okay. Abagash. I'm sorry, man. I'm Italian, we don't use all those consonant names. Okay, so let's watch the difference between even Daliun and the previous fighter. Has a little bit more aggressive stance, is even slowly inclined. I don't advise you to use this stance because you need to be very agile, because this means that you are trying, you're waiting your opponent initiative, you're pushing your opponent to make mistakes, but you have to be very ready and you have to be very fast to dodge techniques, or you're going to get a great shot on your helmet. Okay, so pay attention because this stance is not the best you can use, and it's used only from players that can easily move on the mat. If you are not very fast on dodge your opponent, you are going to get a great kick on your head, and that can be a problem. In this case, Dailun is pushing his opponents just with feints. Look how he, compared to the previous fighter, he's trying to search his range.
The longer legs of the two.
He step in and use feints to get in the right range. He feints, he waits at the red, make a mistake. He create openings. In this moment, the red doesn't have a lot of openings because he's covering with his arm the backside, and with the other side is covering the front side of the torso. So he can't, due to the fact that he's far, he can't even go on the backside of the torso, and the only way is hit the helmet. But due to the fact that he's too far from the red, he can't reach the helmet. So the only way is get close and maybe strike on the torso or maybe strike on the helmet, but he needs to get close to the red. Okay, so he's pressing with feints. Seems the red is a little bit taller too. Look how much he's fast. The red starts with a snake kick, he rapidly go back, and even get kicked by any type of technique. How to kick more fast, and the only way is by practicing faster. There is a secret. You have to kick more, you have to kick faster, you have to push your body, and to achieve a fast technique, a fast kicking technique, you have to work on your muscle. So you have to do a lot of squats. You have to improve your muscle, the strength and the muscle of your legs. And once you have strong muscles, of course, you are going to kick faster. But to kick faster, you have to practice on kicking as faster as you can. The more you push your mind to kick faster, the higher the chance that you improve. It's just about practice, because your body becomes more efficient based on how much you practice. So the more you practice, the higher are the speed of your kicks. The more you kick with the sloppy techniques, in the area, the chance that you're never going to attack with faster techniques. So you have to push your mind to be faster on every kick, and you have also training on your muscle. You have to improve the strength of your muscle, you have to improve the muscle, get a bigger muscle on your legs, and even on your abs. How to make our hips stronger? You have to hips stronger. You have to do squats. The main exercise are squats. You have to do squats, you have to do a lunge. There are a lot of videos on YouTube that teach you what are the best exercises to improve muscle strength. And what difference between maybe other sports and Taekwondo, that we do not do a lot of weight exercises, even if I advise even for Taekwondo, but what we want are explosive exercises. So we prefer squats than jump compared to only weight squats, because we want that our legs are explosive. So we want to jump, we want to improve the muscle reaction of our legs. But even weighted squats are great things to improve our muscles and be more explosive. So we have to add everything, and we have to balance our trainings. If we do only explosive squats, we are not going to improve our muscle strength. After some fights, I became like body stat. That's acid lactic that kicks in, and the only way to avoid that your legs drop and stop to move, you have to work on acid lactic resistance, and to avoid the to improve the acid lactic resistance, you have to practice a lot of techniques. So, for instance, to avoid the situation, you have to kick 150 times for 1 minute. You have to kick a great volume in few minutes, because you have to stimulate the acid lactic, and the more you do this, the higher chance that you are not going to feel the legs dead during the fight.
Offering their chest to each other to draw their opponent in.
Oh!
Double attempt here from Abagosh. He's the first to go.
Double roundhouse kick. I think this is an Olympic game, maybe. I hope I don't get a strike from a World Taekwondo channel. I don't think they are going to strike me.
On the scoreboard, but not enough power.
Ooh.
Power. Big power punch though from power. Big power punch though from Avagosh. That's a big power punch though from Avagosh. That's a great
Side kick, he dodge.
big power punch though from Avagosh.
He
That's
just
a
was
great
able to
technique.
read the technique. How to do cut kick fast, not stronger. That's it. Fast and stronger, it's the same. It doesn't change so much. If you kick stronger, means that you are kicking fast.
Top time.
If you kick a lot stronger, maybe on based on your body, maybe you feel that some friend has a stronger kick just because he has a more weight in his body, so his kick are stronger because he's going to put more weight on his kick. But for instance, when you want to kick fast, you have to be strong in any case. So the strength is the speed in most cases. So to kick faster, to kick faster, you have to kick with a stronger mindset. So you have to push much more with your mind because you want to kick at the max speed.
Oh, good work from Jose Eduardo Cornelio. Noticing that the arm guards come loose. They're back on guard here. Very little distance between the two of them. Well, you'll know when you've fought someone before, it's usually a continuation of the last fight. You just come out and get on with it. And Ide Hun doing just that. Trying with the back leg. Doesn't want to reach in. He knows the counter is there. Good punch again there from
Another
Avagosh,
punch.
doesn't want to reach in. He knows the counter is there. Good punch again there from Avagosh, but it is that push kick to the body to reach
so
in.
look the stance difference between those two players. The blue want to attack, so his body is a little bit inclined towards his opponent. The red is taller, it doesn't even get an advantage, so he doesn't need to attack. And he's more passive. His body, his stance is a little bit inclined toward the border of the mat. Instead, the blue wants to score points, he needs to be aggressive, he needs to be more agile. So he has a stance that goes towards his opponents to abuse of the red mistakes.
Doing just that, trying with the back leg. Doesn't want to reach in. He knows the counter is there. Good punch.
And the big difference between those stances is that when the red try to hit the blue, he's not going to reach the blue because his stance is a little bit on the back. He's inclined on the back. So he can't use a lunge in this case, or you're going to expose. And that's what's waiting the blue. He's waiting the red that makes a mistake, but this type of stance allowed the red to be more safe. As you can see, in every single time he has a good stance. Like in this case, he dropped the leg and he's in a good stance to attack again or to defend. So it's a defensive stance compared to the blue that is not going to break. Again, he strike with his, is going to take an easily attack his opponent and is able to score with a punch. I don't know how the blue was able to take this shot. Oh, but it will probably the side kick. Ooh.
Well, he knocks Avagosh back and pulls himself back into this one. 3-2 to Ide Hun. 30 seconds left in the first round. That's good control of distance from the Korean. Saw the head kick coming. Instead of going back, he stepped forward.
Like I told you in the previous fight, when you fight, you have to control the leg of your opponent. In this case, look the blue. Look the end of the blue. He's controlling the leg. The opponent in this moment can't actually hit on the helmet because there is the blue, or the end of the blue that is covering the helmet. So it's not easy for the red to take an hit to strike on the blue helmet, but maybe he can use a lunge on the under the blue hand.
Forward.
Indeed, what he did to avoid the situation, he attacked on the backside of the opponent hand and probably is going to take those 2 points.
And he stepped into the lead, but it's a very slim lead indeed. Last 5 seconds.
Okay.
For both men, they know each other well.
How to go fast in cut kick, in attack close into opponent.
World Championship bronze medal after winning the Olympic Games.
It's more something about your feeling when you push your body. There is the secret, it's just about practice. Kick faster, you have to think that you are going to kick a lot faster compared to the previous technique. If you use a sloppy technique, you are going to score with those sloppy techniques. So you have to think to kick faster and stronger to be able to kick faster and stronger. Oh, this is an old rule, so the blue has an advantage already. Ooh. Look what happened with this stance. So the red has a defensive stance, but in this case he did a mistake. To take those 2 points, instead than use a feint, he found a spot on the blue armor, so he decided to hit on the front side of the torso with a Bituro Chagi. But what happened is that with this technique he used the lunge, so now that he's going to drop his leg, he's going to get in a weird stance, in a weird position, as you can watch, where he can't actually dodge properly. So he's locked under the blue range. And the blue, of course, is going to take this chance to score those 2 points. As I told you, this type of stance does allow you to use lunges compared to the stance of the Leon. So to avoid this situation, the red had to close after this technique, so he had to go toward his opponent with this Bituro Chagi. But by going back, he allowed the blue to take those 2 points.
5-2 now in favour of the Korean. Abagosh trying to do a bit more footwork here to close that distance. The master of stepping so far has been Lee Dae-hoon. Good distance control there from Abagosh. Misses with a big back kick though. Great counter from Lee Dae-hoon. And the Korean getting closer here. Still got the 3-point gap. 30 seconds gone in the first round here. The 3-time world champion in blue against the Olympic champion in red. 360 spin kick followed by the back kick there. Abagosh being creative, but not quite accurate enough yet.
Okay. So again, another lunge. The red has a bad stance, and the blue is able to get in with the front roundhouse kick. So he wait the red, he dodge, wait the red, and get in his right range. This is a secret in this moment, to the fact that the blue is winning, because he is waiting the red at attack at the blue, and the blue is able to attack in the right range compared to the red. Ooh. This is a great snake kick. So he pushes his opponent, and he take out, he surprises his opponent with this double snake kick.
7-2 now. Of course, when you've fought somebody a couple of
now
times,
he covered the red leg.
How they fight, who can make the adjustments quick enough?
Ankle weight is good option or not? It's never a good option. Ankle weight are going to root your ankle. There are a lot of studies that tell us that the ankle weights are going to ruin our ankles. So overall, for fights, for fight training, for Kirugi is not a good idea. When we talk about Punse, that's another thing, because we're going to use weights to improve our muscles, but not if we are going to use explosive techniques. So it's not a good idea to use ankle weights for Kirugi, but for Punse is another story.
So far, it's been the Korean. Good back leg attempt there from Abagosh. Wonderful headshot over the shoulder.
Ooh.
Good back leg attempt there from Abagosh. Wonderful headshot over the shoulder. And good back leg attempt there from Abagosh. Wonderful headshot over the shoulder. And
again, the reason why he was able to Bituro Chagi, he closed the gap, he closed the distance, and he was able to find the spot on the opponent.
And a twisting kick as well.
So in this fight, the blue is able to kick in the right range every single time, or better, most times. Meanwhile, the red is not able to find spots, it's not able to get the right range, or maybe being able to score in the right range compared to the blue. Look, in the moment that he tried to use this double roundhouse kick, the blue closed the distance and the red can't strike properly with this technique.
Overreaches. Oh, Lee Dae-hoon just faking, motioning, controlling the jumping Jordan.
So, to come back this match, the red needs to close the distance properly, or better, needs to find a way to strike his techniques in the right range, because in this moment the blue is dodging everything, is able to dodge every red's technique. So he doesn't allow the red to fight in the right distance. This is the secret for now. He uses the distance, uses his hand to control the opponent's leg. And again, look, the red used a lunge. So he didn't close first the distance, he didn't first step in, he decided to use rapidly a lunge, a step on step technique to get close to the blue. He was able to hit the blue, but due to the fact that the blue decided to dodge the technique, the red was able to score. And then the blue responded with the front roundhouse kick. And the previous round he was able to score. Again, now he pressed the blue in the corner, so the red has some chance to score points. Unless the blue get out of the corner. Okay, the red followed the blue to come back. That was not a good idea. He had some chance to take some points there. Ooh. Again, look, the two fights, they both fight in this situation. The blue used the lunge. So again, he fall with the stance that now the blue is locked, he can't move out, he can't go back, he can't go outside from this situation. And the red wasn't able to take this mistake as an advantage for him, because he backstep instead of go on the side. He could have gone on this way and then go back in. But going back, he lose the chance to score those 2 points. So if you see that your opponent use a lot of lunge, be ready to move out to take this advantage. Great, it was the same thing that happened for the blue. So they are playing a lot with their front leg. They are not using multiple techniques, they are playing a lot this fencing style. So it's more about a fencing match compared to Taekwondo multiple techniques match. Ooh. Now the blue pressed the red into the corner.
Good punch again there. Lee Dae-hoon landing it clean.
Ooh.
Good punch again there. Lee Dae-hoon landing it clean. A hook kick as well. Well, it's been a masterclass so far from the Korean. Well, how different things can be.
So the main thing between those two fighters, I think that the blue is able to score in his range. This is the difference within those two players. Look again. He threw this roundhouse kick in the perfect spot. The same for the red, was able to throw this axe kick in the perfect spot.
Abagosh has the glorious gold, but that matters not at the moment because the Korean's got his game span spot on here, avoiding the headshots. And Abagosh, well, he's only got 30 seconds left here. Trying to go for it though, to great credit. Pulls it back to 18-6, tries the little step round the corner, crescent kick style, hook kick, doesn't work. Lee Dae-hoon sees it, good back kick there from the Jordanian, and it's been a good battle so far from both fighters. Last 10, Lee Dae-hoon goes
again, 3 points. No. Okay, so
so
Dae-hoon won this fight too, there ain't so much to see. No. Okay. And this was the difference between those two fighters. I hope you liked this fight. So if you want to watch more fight analysis, subscribe to my channel and get the membership so you can watch even more videos like these, or better, more in-depth Taekwondo analysis and some guides that I'm going to publish on my membership. So the question are, for fast kicking coming, I don't know, on 1 p.m. can you do live? 1 p.m. is 1 at night probably, and no, not going to do live in 1 p.m. at night. It's be on Sunday, mid of the day or Sunday, every Sunday. It's a good time for me. I'm not going to do live during the night because I need to work. So we were going to watch in the next Sunday probably. Today is Monday. It's another reason because I do it today. Have a nice day.